Monday here on Pittsburgh Today Live, the day we get financial advice from local advisors. And today we're talking about how to take advantage of an improving economy and labor market if you're hunting for a new or better job. Financial advisor Rob Wilson says networking is key. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good to see you. All right,
Same here.
First of all, the job market, I mean, it is really tight right now. You can't just expect that sending out a resume is going to do it for you.
That's right. You know, one of the bright sides is, though, that the market is improving a little bit. So the claims for unemployment benefits reached a 5-year low just last week. So we know that things are getting a little bit better, but you can't just sort of mindlessly put your resume out there in the cyberspace and think that you're going to get your favorite job or the one that you've been waiting for so long. And what we know is that 70 to 80% of jobs actually are unadvertised. So what happened in a recession is that people really didn't have a network that they could rely on to say, hey, I'm out of my job, I'm looking, do you know of anything out there? And so you've got a massive amount of people competing for the 20% of jobs that they either see online or in a newspaper. And so that's what's creating this big gridlock in trying to get people back to work.
That's pretty amazing. 70 to 80% of jobs. So those people are hired by somebody they already know. Is that right? I mean, that's kind of how it works.
That's right. So think about it. Employers want to take the path of least resistance, right? So when they have a job that they need to fill, the first thing they're going to do is go to their current employees or their suppliers or something and say, hey, I have this job I need to fill. Do you know anybody that would be good for it? Because you don't want to spend take the time or the expense to post a job and then have to go through all the applications. Look, it's kind of like dating, right? So people are more likely to go on a date with someone that they've been introduced to by their best friend than they are by someone that walks up to them at a party.
It's
so
true.
Same thing with the job market. If you can get a referral to a job, it's a path of least resistance to getting that job than it is applying on a job board.
And it might be safer too in terms of knowing, you know, someone you can trust is referring this person and likes them.
Of course. So I have what I call the TLC Principle.
Okay.
And it's not tender loving care. Okay. The thing is here is that people want to work with folks that they trust, that they like, and that they have a connection with. And that's what comes from having a network of people that can refer you out to other individuals.
Great. So let's talk about how to network. What do you have to do?
Well, let's talk about first what networking isn't. It's really not mindlessly just going out, shoving your business card in people's faces and trying to meet as many people as you can. You really need to be deliberate and respectful. Look, I get a lot of requests on LinkedIn, for example, so people are a lot more connected today. But they tend to leave the default text in there that just says they want to add me to their network. And that's great, and I'm flattered. But if you don't tell me what you need or how you found me or how I can help you, then I don't even know where to go and what the next step might be. So you need to be deliberate when you're reaching out to folks.
Okay. And then what about helping others? I love that tip about it's not just what you ask for.
Yeah, it's not all about you. You've got to sort of help people first and before you expect them to do you any favors. And another key point that I want to point out is you've got to start with your why and be comfortable with that. People don't get inspired by what it is you do. They get inspired by why you do it. So if I'm out at a networking function, someone comes up to me, I'm not going to say I'm just a financial advisor. They'll either fall asleep or they'll run in the opposite direction. But what I try to tell people is that I help individuals manage their finances so they can have a life, a business, or a career that they love. And so that creates a better connection. It starts a conversation because who doesn't want to have a life or business or career that they love? And so that's how you can start to build your network and people understand what the value is that you offer.
I love that. Okay, so how do you get started with networking?
This is what I want people to do right now, today. As soon as the show's over, go get a newspaper, a magazine, go get on the web, find 3 people that you would like to add into your network. And it's so much easier to contact people today between Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter. You can always find somebody's contact information some way. Now, what I want you to do is email first and then call, because if you email, it sort of puts you on their radar screen so that when you call, it's not sort of out of the blue and very cold and you'll get hung up by their secretary or something because they don't want to talk to you. And then say that you want 5 or 10 minutes with them, interview them just to find out about what their tips for success are, what the important things in their business or career are. Very non-threatening. You're not asking for a job. And the last thing is you've got to follow up. The magic is in the follow-up. People tend to fall off the map here. They don't follow up. They don't send an email. They don't keep in contact. And that way the person can't really help you.
Such great advice. It's much of what I tell the kids here, the informational interview, but it's getting your foot in the door, making a good personal first-person impression.
That's right. And a lot of times when you go into an interview non-threatening like that, they will tell you somebody else that you need to talk to, and you'll be at the top of their mind when those opportunities do arise.
Great advice, Rob. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Rob Wilson, financial advisor with Blazer Capital Management, here with Money Monday segments every other week.